Yeah, we should.
Yeah.
Where are we going?
Good question. Where do you want to go?
Anywhere.
Anywhere?
Fun's out. Let's go.
Okay.
Well, what do you think of the whole scrimmage as a whole?
Today's spring game I thought was a positive. Too many drops in the first half. There's something to fix. That's certainly it, as we were too just not good catching the football, plain and simple. When we did start getting better in the second half and got into a little more of a rhythm offensively, but those are drive killers. You can't have that many drops and expect to be effective on offense. So we're aware of that, and we'll get that corrected. Overall, a lot of good stuff. We had about 15 starters out, so what you got to look at was a lot of the 2s and 3s. Quarterback battle continues for the number 2 and 3 spot. I thought Isaac and Bird both did a nice job. Let's see what else we got. We had Devon. Devon. Yeah, he was pretty sharp. I don't know what his numbers were, but he was fairly accurate today and did a good job with his feet, as is a strength of his. And so overall, a positive spring and a good ending to it today in the spring game.
Now, how do you assess that with so many people out, knowing that you still have guys in there that need to make plays? How do you assess QB play, especially?
Yeah, it's not as clean as if all the regular guys are in there, but you still get a good idea of going through their progressions, the accuracy of the throws, pocket presence, all that type of stuff that you look for. And so we had a good evaluation. We'll watch the film, and the big thing is we got to decide. You can only have 105 guys now. They made that rule change, so we're over that right now. So it's a good evaluator and a good way for us to determine who is going to get those 105 spots.
Will you make that decision, or is that something that you kind of just have meetings with them and start seeing who maybe?
Well, we'll see natural attrition first, see what happens there, and the actual 105 doesn't actually take effect until the first game, and so you can have a few more bodies for fall camp. Right now it's 110, but last year they gave us a waiver and it went to unlimited, so they might do that again. But if it's at 110, then we'll have to lose 5 of those guys by game 1. So.
Running back wise?
Running back, Wayshawn Parker did not play today. He's the starter, but the other guys that got opportunities, I thought, did some good things. There was a little more yardage there than what we got. I think we should have cut back a few of those runs and look for the wind back. But overall, when you get our offensive line, the one offensive line, which none of them played today, is a pretty physical group, and we're excited about what they're going to bring to the table this fall.
Are you emerging from spring pretty healthy? Or?
Yeah, more healthy than any spring I can remember. I don't think anybody got nicked up today, and it was very, very limited. A few things here and there, but nothing that's going to prevent anybody from summer conditioning, which starts at the end of May.
I asked you about it during the week, but Hunter Andrews on the receiving end of those touchdowns. What did you like there?
Yeah, Hunter's going to be a good player for us. He's got excellent speed. He's a 4.4 and change kid. I mean, he's one of the fastest kids on the team. Landon, did some good things. Had a couple drops though. We got to get that fixed. Dallin Bentley's had a tremendous spring. Didn't play him today, so you didn't see any of Dallin. But we should be very solid at the tight end spot. Not as many multiple tight end sets as we did have run in years past, but it's still a big part of what we're doing.
Does your portal change your portal process after seeing a little bit of spring, or is it still kind of?
We're still shopping in the portal right now. Excuse me. We'll any opportunity that we have to make our team better, we're gonna do. We don't have we got to have one of this position or one of that position. There are certain positions that have less depth than others, but really, if a kid can help us make our roster better, then we're interested in it. That's where we're at right now.
Who would you say has emerged as your leader or one of your leaders?
Devon Dampier, for sure. Then our 4 captains, Spencer Fano, Jaron Kump on offense, and Logan Fano and Lander Barton on defense. Okay, guys.
Today, especially on the line, how do you feel like how do you assess your performance and kind of the overall performance today?
Yeah, I think the best thing about our culture here and what we expect out of our players is that next guy better be ready to go. And I think at every position, O-line, running backs, and receiver, I think we're all clicking, and you can tell I still had that chemistry with even our backups. So I thought we had a great day today. Obviously, there's always room to improve, but for the most part, I thought we did pretty solid today.
Started out a little slow. What kind of allowed you guys to kind of get into that rhythm?
Yeah, just starting to there's players on the team that can start getting us fired, and we went to mono on a screen pass, and you see, I mean, he took it for so many yards. So just those little boosters that we're able to get on each drive, that's the reason why we're able to finish. So just we need to do a better job on starting faster, but I think we picked it up at the end.
Devon, where do you think the offense made its biggest strides during spring?
I think the biggest strides is definitely between us quarterbacks and our receivers. That chemistry takes a lot in this offense. It takes a lot of trust, knowing what they're going to do, knowing where we're going to put the ball. So I think we came a long way through there. But our O-line, we talk about it even preseason. Those are those guys. So I was very happy to be behind them the whole entire time.
First actual action in front of some fans. I mean, were there any nerves, any just extra excitement playing in front of the fans?
Yeah, for sure. As soon as I stepped on the field, I took a glance to see who's all here, and I loved it. I could definitely hear them out there, so I'm looking forward to the fall for sure.
Now that you've had a full spring under your belt, just what are some of your goals and expectations heading into the summer and even the fall?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing this summer is just keep reaching out to my guys. We're going to have a lot of time off, and I just want to make sure, my guys are still on. And there's a bigger goal for us that we got at the end of the year, and this next time off, this isn't the time to slack off. Still use it to let's get better. Let's continue to build off of this instead of losing and have to come back. So just be on them about that, but we're doing a good job. So.
You going to be doing any recruiting during the transfer portal?
For sure. I'm definitely gonna have some offensive guys that we want to get still. So I'll be heavily in that as well.
Obviously, everything in the spring game is kind of vanilla in terms of offensive schemes, but just how do you assess your personal performance and kind of what you provided the fans in the early first glance?
Yeah, I think just being a little bit careful with the ball earlier, but after that, got comfortable. Our guys are starting to win their routes when they're one-on-one. So again, they started making my job a lot easier. And then football is just, it's one of those games where after I'm in it for a little bit, it gets real easy for me just throughout the day. So.
Awesome. Thanks, Dad.
Thank you.
How would you assess kind of today's performance, knowing that it's kind of a scaled-back version of the offense?
It was a good performance from the offense. O-line did good. Whoever was in, the quarterbacks, everybody. Everybody just did their job.
How do you feel like this running back room is coming together?
We got a workhorse. We got me, Wade, Sean, Devon, everybody. So we got to stay. But I feel like whoever can go in, everybody equal. So whoever can go in, anybody can start up the game. And keep it pushing and just go all 4 quarters.
Where did you take the biggest strides this spring, you think? Where did you take the biggest strides?
Just being consistent every day. Just keep putting in the work, daily, no days off.
Was it kind of nice playing in front of some fans?
Yeah, it was, really, it was. The environment was good, the fan base, all of that, everything was cool. Everything was real cool.
How would you assess the progress of the running back group?
The progress, we going up every day. Our coach Atawai, I look at him as like a father figure, so, he don't really let no slack. Every day we stack each day. If one of us is kind of like sorrow, like playing like kind of lackadaisical, we just pick it back up. So, yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thanks to Kerry.
It was good. Not a lot of the fans knew, defense kind of got gypped there. We should have got stopped. There was 1 second left, so we would have tied the game. But it was good. It was good.
So
it was fun.
Pay attention to the score.
Yeah. No, it was fun though.
What do you think the defense made its biggest strides this spring?
Man, I'd say just learning the defense inside and out. Our offense got a lot better this year. There was a new offense for all of them, and so, but just kind of learning the tendencies of the offense and picking up on that, I guess, like next level football. I think we did really well with that. But running to the ball, hitting, being aggressive, I think that's kind of what we're known for with our defense. So
you don't get this during practice, but playing in front of the fans, how much energy do they give you?
A lot. I mean, I grew up here, in Holiday, and so big Utah fan. Brothers played here. I've been in the stands, so it's been just an awesome dream to play out here. And yeah, when our fans are, the loudest ever, so it really gets us going.
What do you feel like this defense can be this year? I know being able to see what it was last year, every year there's something. What do you think this defense can be?
Yeah, I think a lot of people, we have big stars on defense every year, and we've lost a lot of good guys, to the NFL, and a lot of people wonder how we'll bounce back without them. But really, everybody, those guys have to step up, and I think they have for sure, and we're gonna do. We take pride in our defense, and we'll be just fine. We'll do really well.
You've been able to kind of showcase your abilities, knowing that you've got uphill climb sometimes. How's that been for you, just to be able to be in this defense the way you have been?
It's been special. Yeah, just being able to get more opportunities this year. They're starting to play me a little bit more at nickel and splitting time between that and safety, and it's been a learning curve for sure. Nickel's a tough position, but it's helped me round my game out a bit. So yeah.
Thank you.